fellow oddities, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be doing another Designs Ranked video, this time covering the Queen of Edenia, or sometimes Outworld, Sindel. And for anyone who hasn't seen the previous videos, let's reiterate the rules. First rule is that I'll only be taking designs from Mortal Kombat games, which means no comics, movies, or cartoons, and no other games that Sindel may have appeared in. The second rule is I will not be taking any repeated or reused designs, which means no recreated classic costumes in the later games, and nothing from Mortal Kombat Armageddon, since both their designs in that game are taken from previous ones. The third rule is for Mortal Kombat 11 only, and it's that I will only be taking designs used in that game's story mode, because Mortal Kombat 11 has a lot of designs that just aren't really worth talking about. And the fourth and final rule is that there's going to be no Mortal Kombat Mobile or Mortal Kombat Onslaught, which is officially released. Fun fact, I don't think anyone really cares since it got leaked a while back, so yeah, people have already been playing it, so the fact that it's officially out now doesn't really matter all that much, but hey, it's there. You don't have to go to some shady online website in order to get it. That's nice. Anyways, Sindel has 11 designs, so let's get straight into the last place. At number 11, we have a design that actually isn't really that bad. None of Sindel's designs are really that terrible or anything, but this one's just the one that deviates the most from the traditional Sindel look, and it's her Deception alternate costume. Now this one, if I were to describe it, really takes after sort of an Outworld vibe with the red, the spikes, the more armored look that she has. It really looks like something that Shao Kahn or Reiko would wear. I mean, not exactly, since obviously this is a female design, and I don't think Reiko or Shao Kahn would wear this unless that's what they like to do. All right, whatever they want, they can, it's their choice. But I'm just saying that this design takes a lot more elements from those types of designs than your traditional Sindel look, and it looks a lot more evil, which Sindel is traditionally an evil looking character, but this one kind of takes it to that new level where it is kind of on the level of Shao Kahn, Reiko, characters like that, as opposed to Sindel, which I feel like goes for a more gothic darkness type aesthetic instead of like that war aesthetic. And I don't really think it fits Sindel's character, especially in Deception, where she's one of the good guys trying to save Katana with the Order of Light, so this doesn't really make sense. But even for the normal brainwash version of Sindel, I don't think this is something she would really wear. She mostly goes for more like elegant type attire instead of like this armory stuff. But we've had a lot worse in terms of Mortal Kombat character design, so I'm not too mad at this. At number 10, I have the Mortal Kombat 11 Revenant design. Now, I've stated many times that I'm not a huge fan of the Revenants, especially in Mortal Kombat 11 with their gray, zombie-like skin and the like glowing veins and stuff like that. I don't really like that compared to how it is in Mortal Kombat X, where their skin is a bit more smooth, their skin tone isn't like gray, it's mostly just their normal skin tone, and they also have those bright, glowing red eyes, which I like a lot more than how Mortal Kombat 11 does it, which just makes them look like zombies. But even in the costume design itself, I think Mortal Kombat 11 falls short of Mortal Kombat X's Sindel Revenant design, because not only does it have all of Mortal Kombat 11's standard faults, being over-designed, having too much going on, like the flowing cloth and the armor and stuff like that. But also, I think I've stated this in the past, I want to say it was with the Katana video, but Revenant designs have to strike a balance between being able to be recognized as the character, but also not being too similar to like a regular design for the character, to the point where it's just like, okay, you just took the regular design and then put like Revenant skin, Revenant features on it. So now it's just like, okay, like, is it really a Revenant design, or are you just like, is it basically just like a palette swap? And then on the other end though, you can't be like too evil, you can't be too non-recognizable, because at that point it just becomes, okay, generic evil person costume. And I feel like the Mortal Kombat 11 version falls into that category, where it just kind of looks like a generic evil person outfit instead of a Sindel design. And I think our number 9 spot, the Mortal Kombat X Revenant design, does a whole lot better with keeping the Sindel aesthetic without being like too regular Sindel. It also has the Mortal Kombat X Revenant skin design that I like a whole lot more. And I just feel like it's a better Revenant design if you're going to have a Revenant design. Obviously, this isn't like normal Sindel, so like I can't put it too high up on the list. So even though I think there's a big gap between Mortal Kombat 11 Sindel Revenant and Mortal Kombat X Revenant Sindel, I still think I can't put it any higher on this list. but I think it's a much better Revenant design. It's a much better Sindel design in general, and I think it looks really cool, honestly. Too bad you couldn't actually play as her, though. At least not without mods. At number 8, I have this Mortal Kombat 1 design. Yeah, I don't really remember the names, so I'm just gonna like refer to them as this design, or maybe I can number them. Alright, so the default is number 1, this one will be number 2, and then a design I'll talk about later will be number 3. I guess that works. So this is design number 2. Now this design, it's kind of just there, really. Like, there's nothing too special about it. It doesn't really stand out. It's just kind of like, whatever. I think the main problem I have with it are the color choices. I think the purple is way too bright. It's almost like a pinkish color. And I also think it's really weird that they went with purple and white instead of purple and black, which is Sindel's traditional colors. So yeah, I mean, other than that, like, it's not a terrible design or anything. I think it looks fine. It honestly reminds me of something Lee May would wear. So I guess that's something. But yeah, there's not really much to talk about this design. It's not really something that's supposed to be special or unique or anything. You could take this, put it in Mortal Kombat 11, and I don't think anyone would really notice. But right above that, at number 7, I have her default, or her number 1 Mortal Kombat 1 design. I don't know if I'm going to keep that naming system, but we have her default design. And, you know, when I look at this design, just like the way it is, alright, just taking everything into account, using the logical part of my brain, just like what I visually see, I don't really have that many complaints about it. Like, it is what it is. I'm not really a fan of like the tan parts of her outfit. I wish it was just purple and black, but you know, it's fine. I'm also not a huge fan of the crown. I think it looks kind of stupid and kind of dopey. It kind of looks just like plastered on there. But you know what? There's probably a gear piece in there that can take off the crown, so it's probably not that big of a deal. But just when I look at this design, something's missing. Like, something's not coming together all the way. Like, I can't fully say what it is, which means like I can't like put it too low on this list. So I have it here at number 7, but like I don't know, I just look at this design and like something is off about it. It's like the uncanny valley. It's just like I look at it and it should be good, but like there's just something about it that's just like not right in my brain. And I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me in the comments what you think I'm not seeing here. I don't know if it's the fact that it doesn't have the white eyes. I don't know if it's like the hair being too small. I don't know if it's the fact that it doesn't have the more exaggerated makeup that she normally has, but like just something's off about this design and I can't pinpoint what it is. But yeah, if my brain isn't playing like weird tricks on me, my eyes aren't being weird, then like this is a good design. But even like the places below it, they have something that this design doesn't have. And it's so frustrating. I can't pinpoint what it is. But let's just move on before I go crazy. At number 6, I have a Mortal Kombat 11 like human design, I guess you would call it. And this one has a lot of the same problems I have with the Revenant version of it just having too much going on with all the like the cloth parts flying off. I think the pants are too poofy. I don't know, it's just too much on this design. But it's human, so that makes it a whole lot better. I think this design has like whatever I'm going crazy about with the previous design with the Mortal Kombat 1 default. This design has that thing that is missing on that one, so I still can't tell you what it is, but this one just comes together, I guess, better than the previous one. Of course, this design has the stigma around it of it being evil Sindel, so you kind of have to separate the character from the design and all that. So if you look at the design just how it is, I think it's pretty okay, even with the over-designedness of it. I still feel like it is pretty good. Like, it looks cool. It looks very royal. It looks very elegant, so I like that about it. Now, cracking the top 5, we have another Mortal Kombat 1 design, her last Mortal Kombat 1 design, and this is Dark Sindel. This is also the evil Sindel from Mortal Kombat 11, so yeah, I don't know if that's going to make people angry or anything, but here I have this one, and the main thing that I like this one for is the fact that it has the white eyes. I haven't talked about this with the previous ones, but especially for the Mortal Kombat 11 one that we just talked about, I think the lack of white eyes is like a big detriment. I don't know why Mortal Kombat 11 didn't have a single design that had white eyes for Sindel. Like, that should be a staple of her character. Like, at least one design should have the white eyes, but just none of them had them in Mortal Kombat 11, which was weird to me. But this one does, and even though, like, I don't know, this design, like, it's still got like something weird going on with it that Same thing like with the traditional default Mortal Kombat 1 design, like something's off about it. I still do like it a whole lot more. I think the colors are still a bit off. I think the purple isn't purple enough. It's more pinkish. I don't really like that, but other than that, I think this is a bit more traditional Sindel than her other Mortal Kombat 1 designs, and I do like that. Like when I look at the elements and I look at the different parts of this design, I just think of Sindel a whole lot more than I did with her other ones. Like for the Mortal Kombat 1 default design, like I look at that and I go, you know, that's Sindel, but like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of bare bones. This one, it has more of the iconic elements of Sindel's character, and they're more, I guess, exaggerated than it is in her previous designs that are in Mortal Kombat 1, or the previous designs just on this list. At number 4, I have the Mortal Kombat 9 design. This one, like a lot of the Mortal Kombat 9 designs, kind of takes from the arcade era, but as well as the 3D era, and kind of like meshes them together and like makes something completely new, like a revamped, definitive almost version of the character, and I think Sindel is probably one of the best examples of that. It took certain elements from the 3D era version of the character, it took certain elements from the Mortal Kombat 3 arcade era version of the character, put them together, and also added a few new things of its own, and voila, you got this really good design in my opinion. I really like the V-shaped like vest thing she has. I don't really know what you would call it, but I like that. I think that really fits Sindel's character. It's kind of similar to what she had in Mortal Kombat 3, but like not the same thing. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like it's like a more, I mean, I don't know what other word to use, but more revealing version of that design. And you know, I don't really mind that. Sindel's one of those characters that, I don't know, her having revealing outfits doesn't really detract or add anything to her character. It's just kind of there. Like, if they do it well, then they do it well. And it is what it is. And I think this design does it well. Unlike a lot of the Mortal Kombat 9 designs, which I know I get flack for. A lot of people comment and be like, Mortal Kombat 9 designs are great. You're stupid. The Mortal Kombat 9 designs aren't great. Alright? Come on. Kitana, Melina, Sonya, all those characters. I can't say anyone else because I've already got designs ranked for them in the future planned. So, you know, characters like Jade, and that's it. You're gonna have to wait for to see how I feel about her Mortal Kombat 9 design. But yeah, this one's really good. I think this one inspired the Mortal Kombat X Revenant design. And honestly, if you take that one, change some things to make it less Revenant-y, and then adjust the colors a little bit, up the saturation, make it more purple, of course, and then make it human, like not Revenant. I think that one could actually be a really, really good Sindel design. Like, it might be like top 2 or maybe top 1. I really like that design. I just wish it wasn't a Revenant one. But yeah, now in the top 3. At number 3, we have her Mortal Kombat 9 alternate costume. I like this one a little bit more than her default, and I know people are going to be like, okay, come on, the default, that one's more traditional Sindel. This one doesn't really look like anything she's worn before, and I guess, yeah, you know, that is true, but I just feel like the uniqueness of this design kind of is what makes me like it a little bit more. I just think as a design, like when I look at it, even though it's not like as traditional as Sindel has looked in her default and in previous costumes, I feel like it's unique, and I feel like just as a design, I like it more. Like, not considering it being Sindel or anything, I just think it looks cooler, honestly. I just like how the stockings look and how it's like dark and gothic, and also really like the hair, even though it makes absolutely no sense. Like, she has her hair tied up in a ponytail, but Sindel's like main power is like manipulating her hair, so it doesn't make sense for her to like tie her hair up, because if she has it out, she can just do whatever she wants with it. If it's tied up, then it's more complicated. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of funny. That's part of the reason why I like it, but it also just looks really cool. I think this hairstyle, like Sindel doesn't really have a whole lot of different hairstyles throughout the Mortal Kombat franchise, so I think this one was kind of a nice refresher. Like, this one, I just think it looks cooler than the other one she's had, even though those ones are obviously a lot more classic, traditional, based on like the Bride of Frankenstein, whatever inspiration she had. Like, those ones are obviously a bit more classic looking. I like this one more as just like a hairstyle though. This one also does have a crown, but if you're gonna have Sindel wear a crown, I think this is the best way to do it. Like in the previous ones, especially Mortal Kombat 1, it just looked kind of like there. Like it just like she had her normal face and then just bam, crown is put on it. This one looks like it's actually like blending in with the costume a bit better. It actually meshes well. So I don't really mind it that much on this design. So yeah, not your most traditional classic Sindel design, but still one that I think is really, really good. At number 2, there's only 2 designs left. So you guys are gonna have to guess which one's number 1, which one's number 2. I'll give you some time. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, at number 2, I have the Mortal Kombat 3 design. The classic Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, whatever you want to call it, Sindel design. This one, I feel like this is just like the definition of classic. Like, when I think of like classic Mortal Kombat designs, this is one of the first ones I think of. I don't know if that's weird, but like, just something about it just like gives off that kind of nostalgic, older feel. And I think that's like kind of cool. I think it's mainly because like their inspirations are so much more clear, so much more like blatant compared to other characters' inspirations, and you know, it just has that gothic feel, the gothic aesthetic, and the poofy hair, the exaggerated makeup, the white eyes, and the superhero-y like design, or I guess super villainy like design, which I know I've criticized other designs for looking like superhero designs in the past, especially for like Scorpion, Sub-Zero from like MK3, but I think this one looks just a lot better. Like it just works a whole lot better because first of all, this isn't a character that's supposed to like be anything. Like, yeah, she's a queen, but like queens can look like anything you really want them to in your world. So this is something that she could wear if they wanted her to, but like a ninja, like those designs are a lot more like traditionals. Like they have staples to them, elements that you're just supposed to have, whereas queens you can like do pretty much whatever you want with since it's a lot more general. But especially for the ninjas, they had previous designs before that, before the UMK3 ones, so Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 1, they kind of showed like what the ninjas are supposed to look like. So when UMK3 came around with the plates and the yellow neon pants and the highlighter colors and stuff like that, it didn't look as good. But with Sindel, I feel like just as a first design, this is really, really good. And I know people are going to be like, oh, the designs you had below this are way better than Mortal Kombat 3. This one's like cheesy, like campy, whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. I just look at the design and I just really like it. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. But it is what it is. My list, all right? If I want to have it in the top 3 or top 2 even, then I can do that. But I feel like my number 1 people will be generally happy with. And at number 1, I have her Mortal Kombat Deception default design. I feel like this design really just takes everything about Sindel, all the different elements of her different designs over the years, and even just her character in general, and places them all into one neat design that I think looks really, really good. The only slight little complaint I have is I think the 2 like black dots between her eyes or on her forehead. I don't know why that's there. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know why they included that. But everything else is really, really great. But yeah, I really, really like the different shades of purple that they use. They use like a darker purple and then a brighter one, more like kind of magenta, but like a dark magenta. I kind of like how that looks. They also have the black, the gold. There's also the makeup, which I think looks really cool. The white eyes, again, yes, amazing. The earrings, and I think the hair is like probably the best it's ever looked. I like how kind of crazy it looks, especially near the end of it. Kind of flows out. Kind of, I don't know. I really like how that looks instead of like from more recent games where it's a bit more clean. It's a bit more like neat, I guess, in the hair department. But in this one, it's kind of like crazy all over the place, and I like that. But yeah, along with being the definitive version of Sindel in general, I think Deception also has the definitive Sindel design. Just like, I don't know, I think this one just takes all the best elements of everything that came before, and I mean, I think it looks better than everything that's came after, at least so far. Maybe we'll get a Mortal Kombat 13 design that looks way better than this or something like that. I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see because this character probably has a lot of future games to go through, and you know, we've had a lot of ups and downs with Sindel's character, so who knows what's going to happen next, but you know, I'm excited, as long as they don't do anything too crazy or stupid. But yeah, back to the design, I just think this one's super cool. I love the addition of the gold. I feel like not enough of the Sindel designs take advantage of like the gold. Like I don't want too much or anything, but I feel like this one is the only one that really like utilizes it in a way that's like effective. Whereas previous designs, like if they even have gold at all, it's just kind of like sparse. It's just kind of like in random places. But I think this one does a really good job of using the gold to like make her feel more royal, feel more like a queen. And I really, really like that about this version of Sindel and this design. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I know Mortal Kombat 1 is probably going to come out with a bunch more designs when it has its whole lifespan ahead of us, life cycle, whatever you want to call it. There's probably going to be a bunch more like Combat League stuff, DLC skins, and whatever. So I don't know, maybe I should have waited to do these design rankings, but you know, hey, they're my most like successful videos I have on the channel. They do the best out of all the videos or all the video types I have on the channel. These ones do the best. So, you know, I gotta keep them coming, all right, guys? So, yeah, you guys let me know. What do you think of my list? Make sure to put your list in the comments down below. Tell me which characters you want to see next. I already have Jade and I think Baraka lined up. I do want to do Shang Tsung really badly. That's just a character that, like, I can't believe we haven't done yet. Like, come on, Shang Tsung? Like the main villain of Mortal Kombat, we haven't done Shang Tsung yet. We'll definitely have to get to that, but I gotta go with your guys' suggestions first. And so far, I've got suggestions for Jade, Baraka. I think Kenchi's another character people want me to do. Rain, especially characters that are in Mortal Kombat 1 because they have newer designs that will fill them up, because especially like 3D era characters don't really have a lot of designs, so I can't really like make a full ranking out of them. But certain characters have been pushed over the 10 design limit, which I have. They have to have at least 10 designs to be able to be qualified for a full ranking. So, yeah, I don't know. I just rambled on about a whole bunch of stuff. I don't even know if most of you guys are still watching this video, but if you are, kudos to you. Yeah, more ranking videos are coming, I promise. But yeah, make sure to check out my links in the description, including my merch store, Mortal Kombat Retold, the podcast that I'm working on, my Twitter, and my Instagram. Also, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you have not already. And with that being said, that's it for this video, my fellow oddities. I'll see you next time.